In this video, we are going to create functionality to check and see whether the story exists. Over if I change this parameter to let's say 1, 1 over here, the user exists, as the parameter 1 exists. But do we have a story for this particular user? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Do you have a story for this particular user? So if yes, then maintain. If no, then redirect the user. So that's the kind of logic that we are going to implement. So before we do that, over here, we need to get the ID. So realize that over here, we can use this story ID to get the ID for that particular story. So in your story.php, over here will be if is set dollar underscore get. Then this one be story ID. But before we do that, over here will be if input exists. Then over here I'll pass in get. That's my variable. So I'm passing it get. So then over here will be if is set dollar underscore get. That's the story ID. And not empty. Dollar underscore get what story ID. Then over here will be this one. Else if it's not set, we have two ways. We can direct the user to the error page, or we can direct the user to the index page. So it's up to you what you want to do. So this one will be redirect underscore to. So this one will be index, right? I think index is cool. Okay. So now let's go and test and see. So refresh it. Okay. So it has direct us to what? The error page. Because this thing is not being set. Okay. So meaning I think error page is okay. Meaning the 404 page. Okay. So now let's set it. This is what we have now. So over here, echo dollar underscore get story ID, a semicolon. Just refresh it. So as you can see, we are getting this over here. We don't need this one. Even in the first place, we don't need this one. The reason is being that if I move it and refresh it, it will direct me towards the error page. Because of this one, the logic that we did for the AT access. Okay, so over here will be equal to dollar story ID for user. Okay, then this one will be escape. Okay, then this we have this one. So now we have the ID. So now the next thing I want us to do is to check if there is data inside, right? So if there is data inside, so that's what I want us to do. So it will be what? So this one be public function check story exists. Then we'll pass one parameter $user ID. Then this one will dollar statement is equal to dollar this our notation PDO our notation prepare. Okay, so now let's go to our SQL query to do our logic. Right, so let's go and do our logic. So this is our story table. So I'm selecting all from stories where user ID is equal to 13. Okay, so it will give me the true story, which is correct. But also, I want if it has passed. So if it has passed, that's this one. The time that we have is less than. So if it has passed or the created at is greater than this one, then don't display it. So this one be and now click on it. Right now we are displaying 2, right? Because it's today, 2nd November. But let's go to our users table. The story table. Go to structural. I want us to change the time for the second one. So let's change the time again to maybe 3rd November, 3rd October rather. So now click on go. Okay. So we have 3rd October, right? So now click on show query. Now click on go. As you can see over here, we are fetching only one record, right? So that's it. So copy this one from here and here, just paste it here. Then here will be semicolon. So here instead of 13, it will be colon user ID. And over here will be dollar statement arrow notation bind param. Then this one will be colon user ID. Then comma dollar user ID. Then comma PDO colon param underscore int. Then here will be semicolon. Then over here will be dollar statement arrow notation execute. Okay. So this one I'll check. If the row count is greater than 0, then return or else false. So this one will if statement. Dollar statement arrow notation row count greater than 0. So if it's greater than 0, then return true, else return false. Okay, so over here we are here, right? So here will be if dollar load from user arrow notation check story exists dollar story ID for user is triple equal to false. So if it's false, what we will do is that we will redirect the user to the 404 page. So if there is no story, then this one will be 404. Right? So if there is no story in the database, then we will redirect the user. Or if there is story, but that time has passed, it has elapsed, we'll still redirect the user to the 404 page. Let's go and check. Okay, so now click on the one. Okay, so I'm getting 404 redirecting you to many times, right? So meaning that over here it will be URL underscore 4 again, then paste it here, 404. Okay, this one to the same thing, cut it from here, URL underscore 4, then paste it here, login. Okay, now let's go and test again. Okay, so over here let me type one. Okay, so as you can see, why our logic has worked fine. But if I enter in, let's refresh it, we are not getting anything, which is correct. Okay, so go to your story again, over here edit, then click here, then over here will be second, then click on go. So at the home page we are only fetching the mass, right? We are only displaying only one data, so we are using the story underscore id to display over here. So that's what we are trying to do. In the next video we are going to make this one dynamic. So see you in the next video.